scammed by an SEO. However, before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and while we're going live, play some music. I'm going to get the video shared into some groups, etc. So just get your questions ready. If you are a company that is using an SEO expert, I'm going to be going over how to tell if you're being taken advantage of or being taken a ride for. I'm going to show you some of the common things that will happen if an SEO is taking you for a ride. But just stay tuned. I'll be right back. Almost done, guys. Almost done. give you guys some time to come in here and get your questions in, but pretty much just going to be going over things I've learned almost after 30 years. For a lot of times, business owners get taken advantage of. It's just a sheer fact that business owners are gullible, and people take advantage of us. You know? A lot of times, they just want to believe that someone has your best interest, and that's just not the case many times. So let me pull this up real quick. All right, we are good to go. Let me see if Mr. Yee wants to come in here. Yep. All right. He's going to tap in a few. Let me send this over to Mr. Yee, and he'll come in here as well. All right, let me shut this. We're good. We're good. All right, so if you have any questions, just drop them below in the comments. If you're in the junk removal business or junk removal business, go ahead and drop a comment below and I will see it. If you're not, just tell me what type of business you're in. Are you a contractor? Are you a lawyer, doctor, whatever you may be? Just comment below so we can see that. And that way we can see what everybody's involved in and what niche you're in, etc. I'm going to go ahead and open up the chats, but go ahead and drop your comments. So there are many things that a lot of times SEOs, I had someone ask me, I believe it was Paul from Forget About It, is junk removal. And he asked me, he said, so for example, he said, why does it seem like SEOs, they take advantage of junk removal businesses or in general business owners? And I told him, said, so for example, home services niche specifically, you got to understand, why do they use big words? And then this goes for practically anybody that's in a higher paying, if you will, bracket. So a lot of times people use big words, especially when it comes to blue collar workers or hard workers, in my opinion, home services. It makes them look smarter than you, and it makes you feel like, honestly, you're the dumbass and you're the one that needs their help. Hey, Gary. Um, and so what that then does is put them in a position where they feel like they're the authority and you see them as the authority, and therefore you trust whatever they say because they know better than you. Same thing as someone that's going to see a doctor, etc. A lot of times you're using these big convoluted words instead of actually talking to you in layman terms. Like whenever I personally look at SEO, I look at it more from a business owner's point of view because I own multiple businesses. Okay. Um, and so when I talked to Paul was about it was like, the thing is, they talk to you this way because of the sheer fact it makes them look smarter, feel smarter, it makes you look dumb and feel dumb. So whenever we're doing that, they're positioning themselves as an authority over you and to give you advice regarding your search engine optimization, right? So now that they've done that, what do you want to do next? So next is, of course, they're going to say, I'll give you my money. You basically gullibly give them your money. So we're going to give a prime example of this, and we'll go over the website even. I actually touched on this, the other day. This is a client that I have, that has come to me for an SEO audit. And we're going to do like a little mini SEO audit here and kind of go over what's happened with them, etc. So in his case, not to call him out or anything, I'm just going to show you guys the screenshot of the email that I had received from him. Okay. And we'll go from there. But nevertheless, I'll show you that much. I don't want to show you the email per se, because otherwise sometimes people don't want to show that sort of thing. But I will, and then you're going to see who the SEO company was as well. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. But so, for example, this guy right here, he gave me this, and it's literally, where he's telling you, all right, thanks, man. He's in Colorado Springs, his main location. He could use the SEO boost for sure. Organic results. Curious what I think about his website, what could be going on. In the past 5.5 years, he has spent over $100,000 on SEO, and he can't even rank organically. So take a guess who actually spent all that money with. But we're going to be going through the website and everything else. But before that, let me welcome Mr. Yee in. What's up, brother?
What's going on? What's going on, my brother? How's it going?
Doing good. Just been going live every single day, every single day, every single day. Just doing as much as I can.
Yes, yes. I see you putting the hard work in, and you know what I mean, letting the people know what time is it. And Mr. Yee definitely supports the situation. I hope a lot of you guys out there are straight listening and taking notes and tapping in because you're gonna save and you're gonna rank and you're gonna dominate.
Yeah, I mean, this guy that I'm doing right now, and it's typical of most of them. He spent over $100,000 in 5.5 years.
That's a lot of pesos.
Yeah, and he was using, and we'll show you. He was using JRA,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so we'll go over that. But then he goes, as much as he'd like to blame the company, 5.5 years, almost 6 years of business. They had missteps. He made some changes. He shot up, then dropped. Um, but the thing is, if you look at all of the local companies in his area, there's no way he should be losing whatsoever. But kind of go over this and then show them that, and then the website looks amazing, but he's not ranking, and he's not getting organic traffic. Kind of just go over what a lot of times, if you will, SEOs will show you, and you probably know this. It's like they'll show you these rankings where you got like 600 keywords that you're ranking for, and there are a bunch of keywords they should be on page 1, and they're on page 2, 3, 4, and 10 and everything else, but most of those keywords don't even get traffic.
Yeah, that's a
So
lot.
they don't even get traffic in their state, and then on top of it, they don't get traffic to their own business. But it makes a business owner go, "Oh my God, they're doing such an amazing job." But then if you actually look at it, they're not doing such an amazing job. But the problem is most business owners don't know what to look for. So I want to go over that, and then probably tomorrow I'm going to go over keyword research, and then I'm going to tell you how to steal traffic from your top competitors,
Yeah.
because it's actually really, really simple, and most people don't do it. But so you could interrupt me anytime, brother. But
Yeah, I think a lot of time is that a lot of people just don't, they act like, SEO is easy and anybody could do it, but it's actually a little bit more than meets the eye. And, anybody could tell you that you're doing good and they could show you something. But I think the proof in the pudding is
yeah,
when your phone is ringing and, you're starting to get authority everywhere.
yeah,
And just like I had a client today who
mm,
found me on Google, but this client went all the way down my algorithm, all the way down to other reviews in other areas.
yeah,
But because I use an expert in SEO, they were able to see all these things and check me out like it was a resume.
yeah.
But
That's what
I
it
want
is. It's like if you look in the United States, y'all have the credit system like FICO. And that's what I kind of
to.
explain it. It's like I'm going to do a react video to Matt and JoJo's video where they were talking about
Okay.
SEO, and they said, for instance, and it's not nothing bad. It's just like they
No.
said, for example, and most people think this. They either think SEOs are all out to fuck them over, or they think anybody can do it and they can hire, their 13-year-old to do it, which is not true. It's just not, simply not. It's like trying to say, well, a business, a multi-million dollar business can be run by my toddler or someone that's never had any experience. Sure, you can, but you're going to make lots of fuck ups along the way too. But so, for
Yeah.
example, one of the things she had said in the video, and I touched on, was, um, you know, I know someone doesn't spend, and this is a lot of people's viewpoint. They're not spending $1,000 a month in time doing SEO. Well, this is where a lot of people get this mentality is like, so am I paying you what you're worth for the result or per hour? So I could also say in the same instance, I could tell you, you taking my trash out from my house ain't worth no damn 5,000 fucking dollars either.
Hmm.
Okay.
Unless I show up and you know what I mean, make it
Yeah. I
happen.
mean, for me, it's like you got to look at, am I paying the result? And then also, like, I know like Matt and JoJo, they've now built a brand. So of course, when you do an edit or an update, now you get clicks because you got a brand.
And you're
You
well
know?
seasoned in the game, that many years of all the algorithms that are seeing you. So of
Bingo, and
course
that's my
your
point. Is
brand.
like, if I look up your brand name or their brand name or Mr. Paul with Forget About It or any 1-800 Got Junk, any of them, they dominate page one. That's called having a brand. And
Hmm.
whenever you've built the brand and you do an update, it feeds the algorithm across the whole thing. So of course you're going to get traffic. But when you're first starting out, you don't have that. You don't have that. If I go, hey, I'm thinking about starting a junk removal business, and I start that, you don't have a brand. No one knows your ass.
No,
So
no,
you're
no,
not going to get no traffic.
not at all. Because when I was first starting and I was watching the earlier videos of
Yeah.
them putting things out, there was nothing said about SEO at all. I didn't even know about SEO. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I would have already reached out to you,
Yeah.
and I would have already been knowing about you and did it. But wasn't no one telling us in the early years, a few years ago, I would say in 22, about SEO, and you could do it all yourself and do this. It was just copy paste post
Yeah.
and keep on.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not that simple. And people think it
No.
is, especially with AI. They say I could AI everything. There was something that, what was it? Andrew posted earlier. He's like, did you see the one where he's like, someone goes and knocks at the door and he's like, Chat GPT, someone's at my door. What should I do? And that's the way I feel like people think it's going to wind up getting, is they got to ask Chat GPT for everything, and it's going to tell them, it's going to make everybody stupid. Um,
No, they just gathering information. That's all they're doing. That's all they do is their traffic. That's all
yeah.
they're doing. And you can't depend on ChatGPT for everything. I'll tell you that right now.
So let me go ahead and go into this site. I had another guy yesterday too, and I did another audit, same type of situation. The guy says, he's funny. He goes, I want to know why I'm not getting as much traffic. I'm paying like $750 for SEO, and I'm not ranking for all these keywords. And I showed him where he's ranking at for all of them and what type of traffic they're getting. And yet he's one of these guys. He's just like, I don't know if I can trust anybody. Everybody says they promise rankings. I said, yeah, well, everybody's not going, I promise you rankings, or we'll pause the billing and work for free. Um, there's only one person I know that does that, and only one person that puts their money where their mouth is. But it's generally typical. If we look at, let me look at this website real quick. But this is a junk removal website in Colorado Springs, and looks amazing. Most people, I mean, if you looked at it, this is really a nice website. I mean, it's not got enough content like I have, and obviously it's built by JRA. Um, when I'm looking at a website to see, for example, how many web pages do you have, I go to sitemap.xml, and this shows me, like, when I come into a niche, and I can show you this as well because we did this on the GeoGrids. But if I look at this, I go, well, how many blog posts you have? 29, right? That's not enough supporting content. How many pages do you have? That's 78. So let me show you a client we had just onboarded. So just for example, it's very similar website, very similar, you know, everything's on here about junk removal, all that jazz, right? But then when we go to our sitemap, mind you, this guy just came on board. So blog posts, we got over 552. And we cover every topic possible that you could possibly think about. And then as far as pages, we cover 59. So we have over 600 pages already, over almost 500,000 words of content on this website.
Ooh.
And the reason why we do that is because obviously you need enough supporting content. Supporting content being, if I have a page for all of these different terms, he should have supporting content. Most of these terms are really easy to rank for. Attic cleanouts, dorm cleanouts, all this stuff. And we'll look at it and show you guys. But then what I normally do is I take all of these different pages and I'll put them in an Excel spreadsheet, right? And go, where is this guy ranking for here, all these different, if you will, keywords. Where is he ranking for? And then I can pull them with local dominator and show you where he's ranking, where he's not ranking. And of course, I look at the top 3 and say, where are they ranking? But then this is what most SEOs will do. Let's say I go to send you this report. This is a SEMrush report. And most people would look at this and think it's awesome because they got 808 traffic, 13% up, which honestly is not that great, especially when you've been doing traffic. You've been SEO for 5.5 years, $100,000 in. You have, if you will, almost 6,000 backlinks. I don't even bother looking at them anymore, but I will look at them. Let's look at them real quick. Matter of fact, now I'm usually looking for like crappy backlinks, and I can immediately usually see them. I mean, they're usually like 0, like this. Are they coming from, what's their, if you will, their authority? What's their authority score? The lower the authority score, the worse they are usually. And of course, you see all of these. Some of these are in some porn. You see it right here. Porn site, redirect sites. So you don't ever want to see, if you will, porn links. And he has 1 porn link, 2 that have been removed. And I look up other terms as well to see how many, because a lot of times you'll get these people, and what happens is they, like escort, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 escort sites. I mean, and what happens is, and as far as BBC, those can all be porn as well. What happens is a lot of these companies will sell the SEO, and then they, if you will, outsource it to a person overseas that don't know what the hell they're doing a lot of times, and no one's actually checking them. So, and this is one of the quick ways I see, well, what type of backlinks is this person building, to their website. But as far as organic traffic, most people will look at this traffic and they'll go, well, I got 318 keywords they're ranking on Google for you. Am I not doing amazing? And most people, business owners, will go, oh, shit, that's amazing. At 319 keywords. Holy shit. And before I only had 10. Well, if you look at it, though, only how many? 4 of those are in the top 3. So out of 319, you literally have 315 that aren't even on planet Earth, basically. And I look at these keywords, and you can take these keywords and export them all into Excel. And this is where we really get to see everything. And we'll go over this some tomorrow, but the Excel sheet, when I put them in Excel, I organize them, and basically, and we do this for every company we're ever with. So desktop.
Now how can this be easy for someone who's just getting into business and they don't know what the hell you're talking about,
Yeah.
or it's just like reading Korean.
Yeah, and
It's just
they just really don't even know what to look for. That's what my point is.
yeah,
Like, they don't know what to look for if someone's cheating them. I mean,
yeah.
they don't. I know SEO means ranking Google Maps. This guy tells me he can do that. That's the only thing they know most of the time. They don't know what to look for. So that's why it's like, I even told you the other day, I said, honestly, I really just need to, like, every little thing, go through every little thing. Like this guy, you got, if you will, the position that all these keywords are in. This is the position. Where was he previously, which I could care less for. What's the search volume that he could possibly get, i.e., in other words, across the entire world, not even just in his state or city. Okay, what could he possibly get from these keywords? And
Absolutely nothing.
if you calculated it all, we do a sum, and this is what most SEOs will show you. Yeah, I'm concentrating on this, man. You can get 45,000 fucking, views, and they don't go, well, let me show you this as well. Well, that depends on what city and state you're in, buddy. You know, and then I can break it down in here to city and state. And then, but the
Yeah.
thing is, we go back to this and we go, okay, all right, that's fine and dandy. But Mr. SEO, how much traffic am I actually getting from all those keywords? That's in this column right here, where you're going to see out of all that shit, this is how much he's getting. You see all them lovely, ugly ass zeros?
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt, but I was like basically shit, basically nothing because it's not attributing to nothing, turning into nothing
Yeah, and
for you.
it's literally amounting to nothing except for one or two of them. And anybody that knows anything about SEO could get traffic from these, because I'm going to show you the next thing, and you'll be like, it's unbelievable when you actually see it and you know how to read these reports.
Yeah.
Getting 743, and that's worldwide. That's not even talking about
No, that's
local.
not. Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah.
So for a guy who's just new to it, doesn't know nothing, he might see all of those numbers right there and all those keywords and backlinks, and he might be like, "Oh my God, there's over 500. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, thank you." But your phone's not ringing.
Now the real knocker here is, so you got all these keywords. Let me go back to this one. So, and you see all this report, right? So out of all those keywords, the ones that I can come in here and literally steal traffic from anybody, I don't care if they 1-800 got junk king, name the biggest motherfucker you can steal their traffic, because like this right here, appliance pickup, all right, it gets a total of 30 worldwide traffic, whatever. All right. You could go create a page called Appliance Pickup Colorado Springs and rank in the first week, because it's got a keyword difficulty of very easy. In other words, your chance of even ranking a brand new page is really hot. It's really fucking good. So if you organize the keyword difficulty, which is actually in this column right here, which I actually already exported, this one, it tells you how many of these are really easy to rank for. So what I do is I took that and put it on Excel. Anything from 0 to 20 is really easy to rank for. In other words, you can basically rank for it within a week. It
Yeah.
doesn't take long at all. And these keywords are always, if you look at this in SEMrush, it's anything with this dark green. And as it starts getting lighter, then it becomes less easier, obviously. But I'll show you what we're looking for. So like these are going to get a little bit more difficult, but they're still easy keywords to rank for. Once they get light green, you're just going to need quality content and some supporting content or blogs. That's it. So most of the keywords the guy's ranking for is actually easy, and what's pathetic is he's not even in page one.
Yeah.
Some of them he's nowhere to be found. Now the ones that are actually more difficult, which is the ones I rank for and most people don't want to go after, is junk removal, junk removal near me, furniture removal near me. All those keywords they don't want to touch because they're hard as fuck to rank for.
Because
Then you
yeah, because the guy who's doing it for you is going to have to do more work. And
Bingo.
that's the thing, is that these people want to take your money for for poquito trabajo,
Yeah,
little work.
what they literally say, and there are those of us that say it in a good way, which is, I want to know what's the least amount of work I have to do to get you ranked. That's the way I would say it. Then you got guys that go, what's the least amount of work I can get and the most amount of money? Nothing to do with rankings. What's the
Yeah.
least amount of work I can do to get the most money from you, right? Um,
Hmm.
and see, the thing is, when we look at these keywords, if you will, all these yellow ones and orange and red you'll get to, these are actually the money makers. Like this one's got 1,000 views, 140. But then, we can go and say, for example, and I'll show you this, these keywords here, these will all add up 1.3 thousand. That's junk removal, Colorado Springs. 1.9 furniture removal services. You notice it ain't got a lot of, sometimes it doesn't even have the city and the state. Junk and haul 70, haul junk 72. This is all hard as shit. And it tells you hard means you're going to need lots of high quality referring domains or backlinks and optimized content and supporting content. So it's not going to be easy. And that's where most people just, I ain't going to mess with that, because it's going to be difficult. And so
But
out of,
then,
yeah, go
but
ahead.
then, but then there's YouTubers out there saying that SEO is easy.
Mm. And it's not. This is simply not. It's not the case. So we go down to where it's quote unquote a little bit more difficult to rank for. Excuse me. Let's get this. So 32,000 of those possible views are all difficult. So he's not even ranking for what's actually possible because it's all difficult.
Yeah.
They're all the difficult keywords. And like, so for instance, I'll show you another one. Let's say we're going to do Colorado Springs. We'll go, this is what most people will do. Junk removal.
Take
In
your money and go to the movies and order popcorn and everything on you.
So let's say this, junk removal in Colorado Springs, or we'll go mattress removal or something, some weird off the wall some weird off the wall term where they'll go Colorado Springs, Colorado, right? And they'll say, Mr. Yee, I got you ranked for this amazing term, junk removal in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And then you look, bitch, that shit don't even have any traffic. Okay. So what's the point of ranking for it when it ain't got no traffic? That's worldwide. That ain't even talking about locally.
No, that's worldwide.
Okay?
This huge world of billions of people.
This is worldwide where they go, I got you ranked for junk removal, Colorado Springs, Colorado. And it's a difficult term you see over here in the yellow, but
Hmm.
that only has 40 worldwide. Okay. Now, imagine if I went, let me select the location and go Colorado Springs, Colorado, and dial it in to see, well, that has no volume, buddy. So why
You're
are you going
paying.
after that term? Now, if you
Yeah.
take off the CO for Colorado, junk removal Colorado Springs, now that's a term I want to rank for, but guess what? The difficulty is 42%. So this is why most people won't go after it. They damn well won't go after the terms I go after, which is junk removal. You go junk removal and you're talking about Colorado Springs, you 220, 210, it's less, but it's 45% difficulty. Then if you go you notice junk removal, 68%. I mean, 68 difficulty. Junk removal near me, 63. This is why people won't touch this crap. Junk removal near me, let's say in Colorado Springs, what's the keyword difficulty? It's going to pop up 530, something like that. But those are the keywords we go after. Is like, for instance, if you can dominate that keyword like junk removal near me, then it'll make it very easy to rank for all the other ones. Like all this, like how much is junk removal near me? Easy term to get ranked for. All these, you can turn them into blogs, easy to get ranked for. None of it's really difficult. But most of the people that are out there doing SEOs, they'll go after it. It's like this. It's only got 90 searches in Colorado Springs, but it's 42%. This is why I tell people all the time, they'll tell you, well, if I type in Colorado Springs, no one's, you can say no one's searching for that, but there are people searching for it. Junk removal near me, Colorado Springs, or junk removal Colorado Springs, there are people looking for it. Almost 900 something people searching for it.
So if someone's creating their website or even a GMB and they put the keyword junk removal, let's just say they're in Colorado, junk removal Colorado, they need to add backlinks for all that and the
Correct.
proper see SEO for it. And that's what a
Correct.
lot of that's where a lot of people fail to realize when people say that, this is easy, but it's really not easy.
Well, it's not.
That's
It's like I can tell you, for example, this is just the keyword aspect of it. Now, when we do keyword research, I'll go, I'm not telling you to neglect all of these other low keywords, like let's say this junk removal in Colorado Springs. I'm not saying don't mess with it. What I'm saying is these actually worldwide are very easy to get ranked for. You still create pages. You don't put them in your menu, but I can create pages for them. I actually have another video we're going to drop on that. How do I do this? When I look at the top competitor, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to take all his fucking keywords. So let's say if you said Junk King, right? We took Junk King, just for example. And I enter in Junk King. How do I go steal his traffic? We'll talk about that. But he's got, not in Colorado, let's just overall SEO dashboard, and you pull up, if you will, all their organic search. They got 36,000 terms, and we'll talk about this on another one, but 36,000 terms are in Google. Then we also have something called branded traffic. I'm only talking about what branded traffic is, because that's different than just keywords. There's keywords that are branded and there are keywords that aren't.
yeah.
And what the difference is between that. What actually makes Google recognize you as an authority is branded traffic. And you don't know, so many times I look at a brand new website and they have no branded traffic. One of the first things I do when we build out backlinks and press releases and all that, we're building branded traffic. But if you were to look at, let's say, his pages he's ranked for, I export all of these and I create pages for all of them. Why? Because I can go in here and steal traffic for all these fucking easy ass pages, because he's not even on page one for all of them. I'll come in and create pages for every single one of these damn things, and then I'll steal the traffic from them. So that's what we do with that. But when you're first looking at a lot of this stuff, you don't know nothing about it. You don't know what to do. You don't know that you should create pages for this. You don't what's supporting content. Like this guy has 30 blogs in 5.5 years. What have you been doing for 5.5 years? Because it's like, all you're doing is doing blogs. Like with us, it's like, no, we do a blog. We turn the blog into a YouTube video. We turn that into a podcast. We then turn that into a press release. And then we daisy chain it together. And we drop it in a bunch of assets that we set up for you. It's not just I'm doing a blog or whatever, but most of these SEOs, I think it was Paul that asked me, it's like, why do they talk almost like they're talking down at you when they talk to you? And a lot of it's because they feel like they have more knowledge and they want to make you feel like they have more knowledge and therefore you need them. And therefore they're smarter than you, especially when it's a blue collar, hard working man. And they think, they're generally uneducated, non-college graduates. And that's what they try to do. And it's like, I'm a college dropout myself. I went to college, but I dropped out. But this guy, in 5.5 years, let me pull it up because I did this the other day. 5.5 years, and he's not ranking for like a ton of different terms, but let's look. But the keyword research aspect, I'll go on another day, and I'm also talking about keyword research and branded traffic. Branded traffic, for example, is if you've ever looked inside SEMrush, you'll see a lot of times people actually don't look for junk removal. They'll look for your brand name.
Yeah.
So when you choose a hard name, this is one of the things I told like Paul, when I go, my brand name is Mr. Forget About It. But
Yeah.
most people don't know how to spell forget about it. They don't. And you made a difficult brand name, so it's going to make it really hard for someone to go and Google it and
Yeah.
Google it correctly. Instead of, let's say, for instance, 1-800 got junk or junk king or, whatever your brand name is, make it easy and rememberable. And then what happens is a lot of times someone will look up, for instance, junk king removal near me. They'll look up the business
One
plus the address.
one eight
Business.
hundred junk near me.
They'll look up business name plus reviews. How much
Yeah.
does it cost for? Some other things you can do, for example, and I'm doing it for junk removal SEOs, is just for example, this SEO expert plus alternative, junk king alternative, 1-800 got junk alternative. Anybody that's in my city or state, I'll take all of them and make them into alternative pages.
Yeah. No doubt.
Sometimes, sometimes people get mad about it, but it's like, okay, whatever, I can do that. What's the difference between them and me? That sort of thing.
Yeah,
But
it's nothing personal. It's business. It's nothing personal. It's business. But what about if a person, does have a name and like average client, they're not looking for 1-800 junk or junk king. They just type in, junk removal near me. But because you have the proper, ranking and SEO, you pop right up underneath all the
well, that's
sponsors.
part of why you build. So why we do so much content is in combination with why we also want to build a brand. So you build a brand. So most people, when they go Google, let's say junk removal near me in that city, when you have the brand and Google now recognizes you as the SEOs, you use this term, you're the entity. What it means is
Yeah,
you're the
I like that.
brand.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
recognize. I can show you this in Wikipedia if you want.
It
Wikipedia.
happened to me. It happened to me today. I would say 2 cities over.
Yeah.
They didn't ask. They didn't ask if I. They didn't ask if I do this city. They typed it in. They seen me, and they said we seen the sponsors. But then we scrolled down and seen you. But then we seen you all your other places where you have reviews, and and your name is on these other places. And they looked. They didn't even go to the Google reviews. They went to other reviews, and they just called me in. I was there, and 20, I would say about 23 minutes from my house.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
like most people once Google. Okay, so Google, for example, and I'll go over on keyword research. But what they do is, and I talked about this the other day. But if you look up the term junk removal and you want to be known as the number one dude, top dog in the area, you have to be able to go. For example, we'll go Google this. Um, let's just type junk removal near me, right? So everybody sees there are certain algorithms, maps, shopping, images, shorts, videos, forums, all that, right? Maps, obviously, LSA ads right here. So, like, they have a brand, college hunks. You don't see them ranking right here, do you? But they're doing LSA ads. Then you got down here, etc. Well, if you want to be known as the top dog, well, what should I be writing about on my blogs? Is right here. It tells you Google's literally saying, motherfucker, people ask about these things right here whenever they look up junk removal near me. So I should be writing about all these different things. Why should I write about how much junk removal costs with Wayne Hunter got junk? Because I'm going to compare them to me. Very simple.
hmm
And
hmm
then, but the thing is, 2 men in a truck, pickup truck. This is an alternative. Once again, do 2 men in a truck pick up junk? Yes, but we also pick up it faster, whatever, alternatives. But these are the questions people are asking, and you should be putting them on your website. Then, the other reason why you want to build a brand, just for example, if you go, everyone to go, who is Rank Fortress SEO? You know, that's called owning the brand. I got people, Forbes magazine, running articles against me to steal traffic. Fat Joe running articles against me to steal traffic.
Well,
Okay, that's
they
called
have big budgets.
owning page one. You got all these different people, and I can go through about 8 pages and you'll see nothing but William Jones, Rank Fortress, or people running ads against me. That's called having a brand. And once you do that, you can do, I mean, so just for example, Sonoma, Strong, or whatever, any of these guys. It's like that's why you put out content every single day, is because whenever you put out content, guess what? That shit pops up on page one. And so once you do that, now once you're in that area and someone can Google furniture removal, they can Google whatever fucking term you want when it has to do junk removal, they're going to pop up because they're known
And
as the number one brand.
and that wasn't learned overnight.
No,
That was learned trials and error, and a lot of other people who are professionals in SEO, I guarantee you,
no.
tips.
It's like a lot
Tips.
of times it's like when we first started white label SEO, I had to learn a lot of mistakes. So it's not
Yeah.
like you just learned it overnight and fixed everything overnight. It's like I had a guy, he's like, how can I be successful in business with SEO like you? And he said, can't I just skip all the bullshit? And I told him, I said, no, you cannot. What happens is with us, he's like, we do something right for a while, then something breaks and you fix it. Then you go for a while longer and it breaks and you fix it. That's the only thing that keeps happening. It's not going to be overnight success and that sort of thing. But,
Yeah,
you know,
SEO is definitely SEO is just like a business, just like your personal business. It's long term. So the more you put effort into it and the more you do it, the more you learn about it. And just because you're paying an expert doesn't mean you don't know anything about it. You learn from them, from what they're doing, and that's how you learn.
let me do this joke. Removal Colorado Springs. So the thing is, it's like most people think it's like they see where someone's at now, but they don't realize, how long it took to get
Yeah,
there.
the mountain it took to climb to get there.
And it's a lot of times takes a very long time.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
A lot of pain and a lot of heartaches to get there. It's not overnight. So, if you
Well,
guys have any questions or anything, I will answer them. I'm going to run this one last report and show you where he's ranking at and the area he's ranking at, and then go from there. And y'all can pray for Mrs. Peach too. Her husband got diagnosed with cancer, so
oh wow.
don't know if she wants that, but it's like hit her.
Yeah, it's part of life, and obstacles that we have to go through in life that get, what I mean, upon us, that get put upon us by the Lord, and
Yeah.
it's just things that we have to go through in life.
I'm just running this ranking report for this guy to show you, but this is just for the terms junk removal Colorado Springs and junk removal near me. I also showed you guys this yesterday, but it's called the justice map. I don't know if y'all seen it, but the justice map, for example, if I want to see should I even be in an area, the justice map goes by obviously race, but then I can also choose income. And if I choose income, and let's say I'm over in your neck of the woods, Mr. Yee, then
Hmm.
I can say, obviously, this is why everybody wants to be in California, because there's a bunch of rich bastards out here. But
Bunch of tax paying motherfuckers out
yeah,
here. I'll tell you that right now, man.
it's high as shit. I would never be over there. But they
The weather and taxes.
blue and red. If it's blue, you ever hear, the blue state, red state thing? Well, red basically
Yeah.
means we and blue basically
Look at
means we
that.
we have money.
Yeah, look at that left coast over there. Look at that left coast over there by that water. There you go. And
Blue,
that's the
blue, blue.
top of and that's the top of California. That's the
Yeah,
top of California look like. That's
yeah.
where we are at. We are considered the top of California. The
And see,
top
this
half.
guy's in Colorado, so like Colorado,
Yes.
Colorado's a really good area. Colorado
Yeah.
Springs, right here. This is why you need to come in Colorado Springs, is because it's got lots of money.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's by the golf courses and the ski lodges and stuff, I bet.
yeah. And then you can go into different areas. Like I had a guy yesterday, he's over here in Mobile, Alabama. I'm like,
Forrest
that's
Gump. Forrest
basically,
Gump.
way, way, way down up in here.
I would have had to call my business Gump Junk Removal. You know what I mean? Forrest Gump. Just said Gump Jenny Junk Removal or something like that. If I was
right
over
here where Daphne is at. But you see, I told him, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't be doing too much over here because it's not going to be, it's not a, if you will, income producing um, area per se. Shoot.
yeah.
So we're going to run this report. This is a GeoGrid, it's local dominator, junk removal, and we go after these terms. You can pull in all these, but then we go out, let's say, big ass map, cover that entire area, scan it, and see where he's ranking at. But if you ever want to start using this map, just for instance, this is why I know people can't be saying they do everything. This thing costs, the SEO tools cost a
The
couple of $1,000
software.
a month when you
Yeah.
start using them. Like this tool alone is basically a couple $100 if you do one business, not if you do multiple businesses. You do
I think
multiple, it's
I think
more.
a lot of people I think a lot of people get the basic SEO ranking tool, which is what, $20 a month or something like that. The basic one.
Yeah, you can
That's
get the
not the
basic stuff, and it's still going to wind up being, let's say, 100 and something dollars. You get about
yeah,
four or
see?
five of those tools, and you're already spending $1,000. Um,
Yeah.
and so this guy's been doing SEO for you know 5.5 years with somebody, and this is the results he has for it. He's in the top 15 in 5 years.
Oh, wow.
100 something thousand down, and that's what he's got to show for it.
Are those what are those JRA prices over there? What's
No,
going on over
that
there?
was JRA. So,
Yeah, JRA. I
so
seen one of his YouTubes today.
and this guy, and I'll show you how to read these reports, because a lot of people will show you, they'll just show you the green. That's great and everything. So this tells me this is where his GMB is at.
Mm-hmm.
But then, so all these 20 pluses that are grayed out, you're not even in the top 20. Nowhere to be
No,
found. Okay.
no.
And then, of course, we got the yellows and the reds and the oranges. Whenever I take over somebody, the first thing I'm going to do is, obviously, we want to take this and turn it to, green across the board if we can. But he's
Yeah,
not even ranking in Colorado. There he is. East Colorado Springs, nothing. Nowhere to be found. Colorado Springs Airport, nothing. Northwest Colorado, nothing. He's not
man.
found. Period. So this is 5.5 years, over $100,000 in. It's
How does
like,
this guy even stay in business? How does this guy even stay in business still? I would have been frustrated. I would have probably like, I need, you
a
know what I
lot of it
mean?
is they're relying on referrals, or they're relying on other, if you will, referral websites. But then these referral websites, they work good when you first start out in business. But the thing is, they take a percentage of it and they charge you for
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And so you might as well be running Google ads a lot of times when you're doing that. But
yeah.
I had someone
But
yesterday. The guy said, well, I make over $300,000 a year and I don't even rank on Google, or my guy's doing a little bit of work, but I'm not ranking for all the terms I want. And so, well, imagine if you had all these other pages that you have about 30 other terms, and you were ranking for all of those. you know
yeah,
it's an easy
mm-hmm.
7 figures, easy. But the thing is, most people just, they've been screwed over a lot of times. I hear it every single day. So this is the number one
Is
reason.
it honestly a little bit of laziness from the customer who just like put so much trust into somebody and they don't just keep on
It's
checking?
a lot of times being gullible, and I say that from
Gullible,
experience. It's like,
gullible.
because I've been screwed over quite a few times by people, only because it's like, I can't say for northerners on, because I've never been out in California. I can't say for, if you will, northerners, but for southerners, we tend to be pretty gullible. I think mainly because
Yeah,
we want to believe that other my word is my bond, and I mean what I say, and I can trust you at your word.
yeah,
And that's just not the case. That's not the case when it comes to stuff, especially when it comes to SEO. I don't think. I've had people like, why don't I do affiliate anymore in SEO? Because I've had people try to take money out of affiliate. I don't do certain things.
yeah,
I don't promote people, mainly because it's sheer fact of the matter, I've been screwed over before. I don't do a lot of things because, I've learned my lesson, but it's been after trial and error and stuff of that nature. But people try to take advantage of business owners. A lot of business owners, like when you first start out in business, they do an ad in the paper, like where I'm from in Jacksonville, Florida, where they announce that you're a new business, and they give them your address and everything else. And these people will just start hammering you and saying, hey, well, you need an SEO. And this is where I
Yeah.
agree with JoJo and them. It's like, no, you don't need to be spending all this thousands of dollars. You just start out in business. You don't need to increase your overhead. Of course, it's
Hmm.
okay to get a Wix site, a GoDaddy site, just to get your shit out there. But
Yeah.
in the long haul, you're either going to need to
Hmm.
do it yourself or pay someone.
Hmm.
And I'm of the
Yeah.
opinion, if you're the type of business owner that's going to do everything yourself, you wind up being the bottleneck, and then you can't grow your business but to a certain point,
Yeah.
because you have
You
to
want
get
to
to the
scale.
point where you're going to have to hire either someone in-house that you
Yeah.
can monitor or outsource it. You're going to have to do one of the two things, either in-house or hire an agency to do it. But you should, in
Yeah.
my opinion, as a business owner, know enough about SEO where you know what someone's supposed to be doing and if they're taking advantage of you. It's kind of why do I do the free SEO courses and classes, that I try to educate people on what to look for, and here's how to do SEO if you really want to do it, and different things of that nature, so people can be aware of what they're looking for when they go hire an SEO agency. And a lot of times, I mean, just like with the geogrids, I went over the other day, it's like people will literally show these tiny ass geogrids and say, oh my god, you're ranking in this area, and that's your fucking neighborhood. That's not even the city.
Yeah.
you know you,
It's 50
if
houses
you don't believe
away.
it, it's like, okay, here's another one for you. Let me find it. So on Fiverr.
Yeah, I think that starting your business, yes, it's good, like what you said with the website and the social media post and the reviews. But as you want to scale your business, you're definitely going to need to get some help, and you're definitely going to need to get a team, because you can't do this if you're making money, you're scaling, you're making big money, but you can't do this if you're full time behind the truck, and then
So
you're trying to do all this yourself.
so here's one for you. So how do SEOs sometimes they'll make your traffic look really good? Website traffic. You can send fake ass traffic to a website, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, there's so many website visitors. Look what I did for you. It's so amazing." Yeah, bitch, they just
Yeah.
sent 21,000 promotion. They promoted your Google search, if you will. They promoted up to, this is 100 to 200 Google Search Console visits in 30 days, up to 90, and then they charge your ass, $1,500 or whatever to do it. And you think they did something special when the only thing they did was go pay this nigger $90 and send you traffic, you
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah.
there's no way to tell. There's no way to tell if they're doing it except phones and forms. Phones and forms. If you're not tracking, like for instance, I hear people, oh, I did an SEO update and I got a bunch of traffic and I know it was from Google My Business. Okay. Did you ask them when they called? No. Then how do you know? Are you psychic or something? Are you tracking it? How do you know it was from the updates you did? Do you know it's from the reviews you left? What? Because SEOs will say the same thing. They'll do, I did such and such on 3 and 4 websites and rankings improved. So this is the new hack. And reality is, unless you did that across, let's say 100+ websites, you don't know. That might be a coincidence.
Yeah,
No
I
way of
think that's why there's so much of a flare right now going on in the groups and on social media, because people are feeling maybe threatened. Not threatened, but maybe they're feeling like some type of way, or they're feeling like, whoa, we're losing business.
No, I
We're
can tell you
losing.
why it's doing, like with me. I told you I live off of it. It's like, you know how to hit someone. I don't care about talking anything to nobody or any of that crap. You hit them in their pocket.
Yeah.
When you do that, they go, "Oh crap!" Then they just start coming after you or whatever and stuff. That's it. That's in anything. Like when it happens in junk removal. if you're in any business, I don't care what it is. If you're the new kid in the block and you start taking money from old guru down the street that's been doing junk removal forever,
Yeah.
guess what? They're gonna be, well, you shouldn't use that guy. He said,
Yeah.
you know.
Or they're gonna be calling you first and trying to get you to sign them up and do this,
Mm.
but too
And I
late.
don't say I have a waiting, like in Cali. I don't take on no more clients in California. None.
Yeah.
None. You have to
Yes.
be like in a corner that I haven't touched because we have too many out there. It's like I have a waiting list in Augusta. I have another one in Colorado. It's like because people they start getting wind and they just start coming in by droves. But
Well, yeah. Well, they don't want to be ripped off from the other so-called gurus, and they don't want to overpay anymore. A lot of these people are hip to the game now, and that's because people like me, you, Paulie,
yep,
we're creating this content to show you guys that stop letting these guys bleed you like a termite, suck you dry like a flea, and just
yep.
until there's no more. They don't. At the end of the day, they don't care. You
Yeah, it's
know.
no big deal to them because the thing is, most of them they just look at it as like a paycheck. That's all. And I've literally told people on phone calls, they call me, want me to do the work, and I literally say, actually, you're doing really good. Who are you using? They tell me, and I just tell them, say, keep it with them, bro.
Yeah,
Stay
keep it
with
with
them.
them,
Why are you
bro.
trying to change it? Stay with them. Or if then I've had other people be like, they want to do such and such. Hey, that ain't going to help you any. This is what you need to do and stuff. So I mean, it's not a matter of um a lot of times it's like they just want to take advantage. I don't need the instant money. I want a long term relationship. If I can't have a long term relationship, I really don't want you because
Yeah.
it's like if you just come in and you're after for the quick buck, and then what happens a lot. My first SEO client, I remember a long time ago, he called me and I came in the office and or this is probably about my third or fourth one, but he called me in the office. I literally came in. He's a millionaire. I show up in shorts and flip flops and yeah, no more in Cali. That's true. Not doing it, bro. Not doing it. You gotta get. I have a waiting list. You can get on the waiting list, and if someone leaves, I even told him like Mr. Yee. I said, well, I can tell you, you ain't ever getting in that area, fucking, because he ain't gonna be around for a while. But what's his name was right, and he says, well, do you know any other SEO experts you would trust? I said, nope. You can get on the waiting list. But
And the
yeah.
truth hurts.
Yeah, you waited too damn long. I remember that guy, but
Mhm.
it's funny. He's just laughing. But the thing is, most of the time, SEOs they just want to take what's the quickest way I can make the quickest buck with you. And then what happens with this guy? I came in, I met him, shorts, flip flops, millionaire dude. I helped him. Then he wound up selling his business to Google. Okay, big time,
Wow.
GoDaddy, Google, and all these people because it was a data center. And then what winds up happening? So everybody got a bunch of money and stuff, but I didn't because I was just doing the SEO. I didn't. This is me just starting out. I remember him telling me, he says, do you give SEO reports? Because I've been having this guy do SEO for me for over a year, and I've got not one report. The only thing I ever get is an invoice. And I told him, say, no, we have communication. Like besides the communication for all of our junk removal clients, I put them in a group chat on Facebook so they can get a hold of me. They have SPP dashboard. You got customer service dashboard. You got my phone number. I mean, so there's no, if you will, like a lot of SEOs, I don't want to show you stuff. I don't want to hide stuff or anything like that. I had a client today. He's in junk removal. He started having VAs work on his stuff. For example, he said, well, my traffic's down. And I said, well, have you been doing the press releases and the CTR manipulation and everything else? I told you, you got to upsell. You got to pay extra to get because you're having a VA do it. You're not having me do it. No, I'm not doing that. Well, that's why your traffic's down. I mean,
Yeah.
this is why I tell people is like these things right here, when you get a VA, don't come with it. You're paying the cost to, but nevertheless, that is about it for today. Tomorrow I'm going to be going over keyword research. I literally have probably about 80 videos planned out over the next few months. So I'll be going live every single day, either with Mr. Yee or myself. I am going to be doing, if you have a SEO horror story, I want to hear about it and I will interview you on it. I already have the thumbnail made up and everything. Um,
Yeah, so if you guys, so if there's any guys out there who have a horror story, who have been through a terrible experience with these gurus, with SEO, with whatever it is, reach out to us and let us hear your story. Let us talk about it, and at the same time, let us help you out.
And
It's
it's
that
not a
easy.
matter of quote unquote, because I've had people ask me, it's not a matter of exposing anybody. It's a
No,
matter of educating people so they don't keep falling for the same stupid shit.
yeah, exactly.
Because and therefore other people will go, well, I'm not, I learned from this person's mistake, and I'm not going to just trust someone when they say such and such, or I'll be able to know what to look for,
Yeah,
and stuff. And like for instance, earlier when them porn links came up on that guy, what should he do about it now? How to get rid of them? I can tell you
yeah.
how to
How
get
to?
rid of them, but most people don't. You
Yeah,
don't want them on your
exactly.
website. That's for damn sure.
No, you don't want those links on your website
That
at
sort of
all.
thing. You don't want casino. You don't want porn. You don't want cigarettes. You don't want adult
Hmm.
entertainment. None of that stuff.
Well,
Um,
I think a lot more people are getting a lot more comfortable now and feeling a lot more easier now than before because the face of junk removal is changing,
yeah.
and it's getting so diverse now that people are feeling more comfortable to try new things now. But they're just it's always about the money. It's always about the Benjamins, and we're trying to save you guys money and help you guys so you don't have to be one of those horror stories,
So I want to
and
show
that's
you
what.
something too, because you
Hmm.
mentioned this. So if you think junk removal is going anywhere,
No. Shout out to Cisco out there, SIG, baby.
so let's go United States, not worldwide. And you can do this by, this is called Google Trends. You can do this by any, if you will, state and city. But from 2004 to today, and this is the trend. So it's not going nowhere since about
Nowhere.
2020, January 2020. I mean, December to now, it's just went insane,
Whoop.
crazy. So
All the
this
way up.
Google Trends will literally tell you which are the best states, actually, which are the most interested ones. Is actually Georgia,
Oh,
Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Washington, New Hampshire. Then the lighter the color, obviously, they're not as interested. But let's say California, you click on that, and they'll tell you which areas to go into. Obviously, Sacramento or Modesto, San Diego, Palm Springs, Fresno, Santa Barbara. It tells
I
you all
think
the different areas.
so many Northern California right now, and I'm thinking Southern California, but I know firsthand Northern California. There is so much more development popping off right now, especially in like Modesto, Chico, all those
Click
counties.
on Modesto and stuff. Like for
Hmm.
example, when you click on this in trends, it literally tells you the city. Like for instance, Yuba City,
Hmm.
Stockton,
Hmm.
Bassville, Manteca, all these Yuba. Basically,
Manteca.
these are all the cities I should be concentrating. Like if someone's
Yeah.
asked me, I would say create pages on your website. If I was in Sacramento, create pages on your website for every one of these cities. Nothing else.
Cisco, Cisco. There you go. Yuba City is big. Yuba City is growing so big right now, especially with the Rockland area. What is it? Dorado County, El Dorado. All those are blowing up because people are leaving the Bay Area and going out there and working from home.
And then
And
here's all
that's
the terms that people look for when they're in there. It literally tells you related topics. So Google literally, you don't have to have a lot of SEO tools to tell you what to do. It's like you just have to know which tools to look at. Like Google Trends, you can go, okay, so I need to cover topics on my website, junk removal, obviously. I need to cover 1-800 Got Junk. I need to cover debris, J Dog, waste, and there it goes on and on. Then I got, okay, what other related queries or words should I put on my website? These are what we call an SEO entities, right? Hauling junk removal near me, and it's got all these various terms: Modesto junk, junk removal Modesto, junk removal service. So every one of these things is honestly what I want to go after and put on my website: landfill, dumpster,
is
furniture,
there
donation.
is there a 1-800 junk out there?
Yeah,
See, so if there's a 1-800 junk in your area, you already know you're in a good area. Tell you that right now. You see a 100 junk in your area?
He's
It's a good area.
in Roseville, Rancho Cordova, and
Mm-hmm.
Stockton.
Mm-hmm. See, Cisco sees them out there. He sees those blue guys out there running by.
So that's what I said. Like those sort of tools you can use for free, like Google Search Console, Google Keyword, Google Trends, and then, for instance, another thing. I'll show you this. If you don't know, we'll do this on another show. But there's so many hacks where I could tell you guys. Like there's something called a UTM. A UTM is a tracker, and basically it allows me to say, okay, where did my traffic come from? Did it come from Facebook? Did it come from a website or whatever, or Google My Business? So, but here's a little problem. When you start using UTMs, I, as an SEO, especially as the type of SEO I am, I can actually then take that UTM, put it in SEMrush, and see where all your traffic and all your keywords and everything's coming from. So I can
Nice.
see everything that you're focused on, and then I can
Mm-hmm.
then turn around and steal that traffic from you. Whereas if it's other methods, you don't ever know. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know so much, but UTMs literally track everything. I mean
Yeah.
everything. So
We'll make sure you send it my way too. I mean,
yeah,
you
we'll
got
do that. I'm gonna do.
definitely
I got keyword research tomorrow, and then we'll probably do branded search next, and
Yes, sir.
we'll go through it.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. I appreciate all of you here, and thank you, Mr. Yee. And I will. We're going to be on Thursday, and we're going to be talking about SEO on Thursday with Mr. Yee.
Yes, we got that show coming Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Yi Kong crushing SEO with the man William Jones,
Appreciate it.
rank fortress.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. What's up, Cisco? Have a good night, Cisco. Keep on killing it out there. Keep on getting it out there, my brother. I see you.
All right. See you
All
guys
right, guys.
later.
Hasta later.